In this video, we're going to talk about how to solve equations using the goal-seek feature in Excel. We're going to go over a linear equation, a quadratic equation, and two examples with polynomial equations. So let's begin. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to expand column A. And so in this column, I'm just going to write the equations that I'm going to solve. And so the first one will be this one. It's going to be a linear equation, 12x plus 17. Let's say it's equal to 245. Now, we could do this by hand, but let's use Excel to get the answer. So if this is the equation we want to solve, how do we use Excel to do it? Well, let's label column C the x values, and column D, that's going to be the equation, or the stuff that's equal to y. Let's put 0 for x just for now. Now for the equation, it's going to be 12. Now instead of x, you're going to write C2, 12 times, let's put equals first. So equals 12 times whatever the value is in cell C2, and then plus 17, and then hit enter. So instead of writing 12x plus 17, we wrote 12 times C2 plus 17, where C2 is the x value that's located in this cell. Now notice what happens if we plug in different values for x. So if I plug in 1, I'm going to get a value for y, which is 29. You can also write this as y is equal to 12x plus 17. So when x is 1, we're going to get a y value of 29. So I'm going to write equation or y value. Now let's say if x is 2, it automatically gives us a new y value, 41. 12 times 2 is 24. 24 plus 17 is 41. If x is 5, then we're going to get a y value of 77. Now in order to solve this equation, we want to select an x value that will give us a y value of 245. Once we reach that number, then this equation here, the original equation, will be solved. So let's say, for example, x is, instead of 5, it's 11. Notice that we're getting closer. Let's say if we choose 30, that's too high. So our answer has to be somewhere between 11 and 30. To get the exact answer, highlight this cell with the y value or the equation, and then go to Data, and then click What If Analysis, and then click Goal Seek. So D2 is highlighted, that's set cell to D2. Now to what value? We want to set it to a value of 245. We want to find the x value when y is equal to 245. And we're going to do this by changing the x values, or by changing cell C2. Then click OK. So notice that it automatically calculates the x value that will give us a y value of 245. And so that's basically it. So this here is our answer, which I'm going to highlight the background. Let's choose red. So that's our answer. X is equal to 19. So that's how you can solve a linear equation using the goal seek feature in Excel. Now let's try another example. So let's try a quadratic equation. Let's say it's 4x squared minus 7x, and let's say that's equal to 200. So let's calculate the value of x in this example. So let's start with 0. Now let's write the equation. So this is going to equal 4 times cell, in this case C5, that's where we have our 0 right now, but I'm going to put parentheses C5, and then shift 6, that's going to raise it to the second power, and then minus 7 times x. So anywhere you see an x, replace it with the cell where we're going to put our x values in this case, cell C5. And so that's 4x squared minus 7x, or 4c5 squared minus 7, C5. So if we plug in 1, our value is going to change. So you could say that 4x squared minus 7x is equal to y. So when x is 1, y is negative 3. When x is 2, y is 2. When x is 3, y is 15. When x is 5, y is 65. When x is 9, y is 261. So it's between 5 and 9 because our goal is to get to 200 in order to solve it. So let's highlight cell D5 where we have our equation, and then let's click Data, and then What If Analysis, Goal Seek. Now we're going to set cell D5 to a value of what we see here, that is 200. And we're going to do so by changing our x value, in this case cell C5. Click OK, and notice that our answer is 8. Now we have 8.0001, but it's going to be 8. So Excel may have a little issues sometimes, but this is our answer. And so if you want to, you can round that to the nearest whole number. So let's highlight our answer. And so that's how you can solve a quadratic function or quadratic equation using goal seek. Now, I'm going to give you another quadratic equation. And in this example, there are 2 answers because sometimes there might be 2 solutions to a problem and not just one. And I want you to know what to do in order to find the other solution. So let's say the equation is x squared minus 3x minus 40 equals 0. Now I'm going to give you the 2 answers. The 2 answers are x is equal to negative 5 and x is equal to 8. The question is, how can we use goal seek to get both answers? So let's start by putting the 0 here, and let's write the equation. So equals cell C8, that's where the 0 is, and we're going to square it, and then after that minus 3x, or 3 times C8, and then minus 40. So notice that this is equal to 0. So therefore, when we click Data and then What If Analysis, Goal Seek, we're going to set the value to what we see here, which is 0, by changing cell C8. Now notice that it gives us a negative 5. Now why does it give us negative 5 and not 8? Remember, this value we set to 0, and so 0 is closer to negative 5 than it is to 8. So to get the other answer, let's input a value that's closer to 8. So let's say if we put 7 and follow the same process, Data, and then What If Analysis, Goal Seek, let's set it to 0 again by changing cell C8. Notice that it gives us the other answer, which is 8. And so sometimes if you know that your equation has multiple answers, you may have to adjust your x value so that the goal seek feature of Excel can give you the answer closest to this x value. Now let's change the color on this one. This time let's pick blue. Now let's go over an example where we're going to solve a polynomial equation. And so the equation that I want to solve is 3x raised to the 3rd power and then plus 5x squared minus 9x and then minus 9086 equals 0. So let's expand the width of that column. Let's put some spaces in between all the terms here, just to make it look better. Now, if you double click this button here, this line between the 2 columns, it'll automatically adjust to the right size. Another useful feature of Excel. So let's start with 0 and let's solve the equation. So this time we're going to change cell C11. So everywhere you see an x value, or an x variable rather, replace it with C11. So this is going to be equal 3 times, in parentheses, C11 and then close parentheses, shift 6, let's raise it to the third power, and then plus 5 times parentheses C11, and then shift 6, raise it to the second power, minus 9 times C11, and then minus 9086. And so now let's use the goal seek feature. Let's set cell D11 to 0 by changing cell C11. So here's one answer that we have, negative 1.71. But notice that it didn't give us a target value of 0. So that's an issue. So it looks like Excel tried, but it fell. So instead of using 0, let's pick another number. Let's try to get close to this 0. So if we plug in 10, notice that this is getting closer to 0. If we plug in 20, now we have a positive number. So it's close to 20. Let's say 14. The answer is 14. But let's say if we chose 10. And then let's go to data. Let's try it one more time. What if analysis, goal seek. Let's change that to 0 by changing this number. And so we got 14. So sometimes you may need to put a value that is close to the actual answer so that Excel can give us the right answer. For the sake of practice, let's do one final example. Now let's adjust the width of that column. So let's start with, this time I'm going to try 12. Well, let's start with 0. 0 is a nice neutral number. And then let's type in equal to times parentheses. In this case, we're changing cell C13. Let's raise that to the fourth power. And then minus 28 times parentheses C13. And this is going to be raised to the third power, and then minus 96 times C13 raised to the second power, minus 146 times C13, and then plus 748. So when x is 1, it gives us 480. When x is 2, negative 120. X is 3. So it looks like we have an answer between 2 and 3. And there might be another answer too. When x is 4, it's becoming more negative. But notice that it's going down. It's becoming less negative. So there's two answers. Let's start with 0. So now let's click this. Data, what if analysis, goal seek. Let's set it to 0 by changing cell C13. And so our first answer is 1.84. So we said that when x is 1, it was 480. When it was 2, it was negative. So our answer between 1 and 2 was 1.84. Well, not exactly 1.84, but let's do that again. I guess we need a more specific answer. So it's 1.84387. And so this number, e to the negative 5, it's really 0.0000487404. And so you can see that here. It's close to 0, which means our answer is about 1.844. If we type in 1.844, you can see this is close to 0. Now let's go ahead and find the other answer. So if we change x to 10, notice that for y we get a very large negative number. And if we change x to a higher value, let's say 25, now we have a very large positive number. So at some point, it crosses 0. In order for you to go from a negative value to a positive value, you have to cross 0. So which means that we have an answer between 10 and 25. If we pick 20, it's still positive. So we could say it's between 10 and 20. So let's pick something that will bring us close to 0. Let's try 15. Now let's use the goal seek feature. So let's adjust it to 0 by changing cell C13. And so notice that we get 17. So 17, here we have 16.99999. But if you round it to 17, then for the most part, this is going to be 0. As you can see, this number is like negative 0.00000011286. There's about 6 zeros, then a 1 after the decimal point. But that's close to 0. And so this is our answer, which I'm going to highlight that in blue. And so now you know how to use the goal seek feature in Excel in order to solve equations. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.